Pumpkin, what are you doing? Okay. Hello. I always wait for that red line to stop because then I know for sure everything is loaded. So, good morning. Um, I just wanted to come on. I am dedicating this to a student's husband. His name is Michael Jackson. And no, not the Michael Jackson, but it's kind of cool. I think that he has that name. I love it. And I think it's pretty sweet that that's his actual name. Um, the thing is a lot of times people don't really realize the importance of stretching and the importance of yoga and stretching exercises because you take things for granted. And I will admit that I have had my times where I've taken stretches and stretching for granted. And when I work out, I'm kind of thankful that now I have a group of people who are following me and who are working out with me. But or later, because the reason is, oh, my cat's got a fur ball. Just a minute. This is what happens when you have babies. Come here, sweetheart. I got you. I got you. It's okay. Hey, you gonna be okay? Do I have to restart this? Okay. Sorry. Anyways, so the thing is stretching is very important, and a lot of times, like I said, now I am working out with other people, it kind of keeps me on my toes, and it makes me make sure that whenever I do a new workout routine or come up stretching in at the front and at the end. Why is stretching so important? Two reasons stretching is so important when you work out. It stretches them out and it helps them get ready for the moves that you're doing. And depending on how hard the workout is, how you need to do before you start it. Because if you're doing a more advanced workout, you need to do deeper and harder stretches. That's going to really muscles and warm them up. It not only helps starts working them out at the same time. That's why you see people who are yogans these stretching routines all the time. You know how fit and healthy they look, and you're like, how do they look that way when all they do is yoga? You know, because yoga actually tones you up and it works your muscle groups out, just like doing hard weightlifting and stretching. For people who have injuries or things like that, or have had injuries in the past, and they can't no longer do the harder workouts because then they re-injure themselves. So, like my sister is a good example of that. Okay, she has had a lot of back injury, and right now where she is at, she because of everything that's going on, she was not able to come home this year. They have. What do you think she's doing? Because she can't get to a chiropractor to get them to help straighten her back out. She needs it probably once every 6 months and not more, because of past back injuries from building our family. Just her and my brother both have it because, and I really think a lot of it has to do with building the house. When they were teenagers, lost a house in a fire. I wasn't even born yet, and while my mom was pregnant with me, they were rebuilding a new house. So anyway, so I'm teased a lot because I'm called the fire baby, but by my dad when he was alive, because I kind of got conceived during that time, which is kind of funny. But anyway, sorry, too much TMI. But she can't do the harder toning routines that I do, so she has to do stretching routines, and she has to stick with things and eat things like that. And yoga and stretching are wonderful, and Pilates, all three of them, because they help you. They help warm up your muscles so that when you do go into these harder workouts, you don't hurt yourself. You don't strain your muscles. Your muscles are already, because they've already been warmed up and they've been stretched out. So it's easier for them to handle whatever weights you use, whatever. And so it's very important. And let's talk about the other reason that yoga and Pilates and stretching is so important. Yoga, Pilates, and stretching is so important is because people have injuries. It's life. Unfortunately, we go through have injuries and for being imperfect, and you lean down the wrong way, you do a workout move the wrong, you're hurt, right? Hey, Daphne, good morning, girl. How are you doing today? I'm So you have to do these stretches when you've been injured, and what they do is they help you into the groove of being able to live normal life. And so for me, my sister has been doing a lot of my stretching and toning routines in my playlist, because since she can't get to a chiropractor, that's all she can do to help with her back and her back injuries. And so she can keep going. Think about it. When you go to a physical therapist or a chiropractor, what do they do? There's these expensive CAT scans and these expensive MRIs, right? To try to find out and locate the actual spot in your back that is messed up, that is, pulled out of place, that's sprung, broke, whatever it may be, correct? So So you spend, your insurance company puts out all this money, and then whatever they don't pay for, and then you have to pay for this MRI. Just figure out where it is at. It's the first thing that happens. Then what do they do after that? A lot of times they start readjusting you. How a physical therapist, or if they suggest that you go to a masseuse, a massage therapist, what do? All three of them. What do they work your muscle groups out? They have you stretch. They have you do things that kind of helps to get the mind thing that you do, and that's why yoga, stretching, and Pilates is so important, so helpful when you have injuries. It's because that's exactly chiropractor, go to a physical therapist, go to a masseuse. They're gonna not only kind of work your muscles to get them relaxed, but they're gonna do afterwards. That's gonna help line everything back up, get rid of those injuries, and then you're back into a normal groove of life. Correct? So the stretching and the yoga and the Pilates is so important. Okay, so it's really important that you do this and you do these things because you warm up. It also keeps you from injuring yourself during workouts. Um, if you have hurt yourself, you can get a normal routine of life by doing certain stretches, and it helps get your mobility back. And then the next thing you know, and you're able to keep going again. So what I decided today is that I was going to show you a few stretches, and that with her back, a few stretches that worked for me when I had a lower back injury and my sprung arm. A couple of feet ones too, that helps with your feet mobility if you've ever harmed or hurt your foot. Okay, start out with a couple of moves that you're not going to see my face for a couple of minutes. I apologize, but it's the way that the camera angle that I have right now. Thing we're going to do is, this is really great for your upper back. Now we're going to pretend I'm standing next to a wall. You're going to want to take out and hold just right here. You want to keep yourself lined up against a wall, a door. You're going to just simply turn and hold it. Now, if you cannot get to a wall or a door, and you're in a weird spot and you're like, oh man, I need to do this really quick, then what you're going to do is you're just going to take it and stretch it the best that you can. Now, you do this about 3 or 4 times, and you just hold it as long as you feel comfortable holding it. And let's go to the other side. Now, see here, I don't really have anything to hang on, so I'm going to stretch like this. And what this does is this kind of helps to stretch your back, all your through your back. You're going to feel it right in through here. That back into place and to line it up. Another one that's very simple, everybody knows this. How many times have we had back injuries and everybody looks at you and say, well, just get down and do a windmill. So we come down and do as many sets of this as you can. Bring it up for me, and then you want to take it up. This is really, really great stretch. Take it to the other side for me. And then take it and turn it and hold. Okay? Both of these help with upper back, but also lower back. Now, if you've ever had spine and one thing they suggest you to do is to do this. So you're going to hang just like this. And what it does, a nice little crack right through here. And that's a good crack because what that means is it's pulling it back into its home. It was out of whack. Now it's going back into place. And bring it up. And take it down. Up. And do it one more time for me. And then if you have spine support, you're going to do this. And you take it down and up. And then keep your back as straight. You're just bending at your knees. And you want to keep your arms like this. Okay. Now, when I had my lower back injury, here's a few moves that and then one of them is simple. You just lay down on the ground. This is great for any back problem. Just hold it right here and don't do anything else but just hold it. Pull your stomach muscles into your spine. It also is a great core workout if you are recovering from any back injuries and you can't do the harder core out if you just hold your stomach in correctly. And then take it up nice and slow for me, right? And hold it. And go out. And then keep it like this. Keep yourself nice and straight. And what you're going to do is you're going to very, very slow. Because what this is doing is going to work out your lower back muscles. And if you have any strain, which I did, back. So then you pull it up here and slowly lower it down. Take it up again and slowly lower it down. The other thing you want to do is take your hands this way and stretch it to the side. And I do this a lot in the end of my stretching in my workouts. This is one of my favorite stretches anyway, so this was like a no-brainer. It pulls you from here down to here. Of course, I don't have enough space here, so I can't get my arm out all the way. But you want to stretch your arm on the floor. I will do better for you when I get on the other side. Bring it back nice and slow for me. Do the other side the same way. Get in. You want to do this nice and slow because remember, if you're injured, everything you do has to be very slow and controlled movements. Fast. What you're trying to do is heal yourself, not make it worse. And just like that, and hold it. That's what I get for working in small spaces, right? Okay. So then you want to take one knee in, and you hold it right about here, and then you bring it out. Again, remember, we're healing an injury, so you need to do nice, slow movement. Do not want to move fast. And this whole series I'm doing. Now you're going to go onto your side, right here. And this is going to look a little weird. Take your foot here, and you're going to hold it right here. And I know it looks like a weird stretch, but this, and sometimes when I've done it otherwise, even when I wasn't injured, I could feel a nice little pop. And then we're going to take it to the other side. And I always try to face you. I don't like, so that's why I turn the way I turn. And then when you do it, You can stay this way, but if you really want to get a really good, deep stretch, if you're recovering from injury, this may be the farthest you can go at the beginning. But to get deeper into that stretch, to get it worked out a little bit harder, you want to take your head over your shoulder just like this and hold. And bring it down for me. I want you to lay flat on your back. Flat on your stomach. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is going to look a little odd. But it works. It really does work. So you're going to take your feet straight, point them out. I want your hands to the side. I want you to face your chin. Your noses should be pointed down to the floor. And you're going to be a few inches off the floor. And you're just going to hold it right there. And you should feel it right across here. And then right through here. And bring it down. Let's try it one more time. Okay. Bring your hands right here underneath you. Just like you're getting ready to go into plank for me. Just instead of doing a full cobra, what you do is a half cobra. You just barely go up like this. This is great for spinal recovery and also for your lower back. And just hold it right there. And take it down. And bring it back up for me. And take it down. I want you to slowly roll up. Take it nice and slow. We're going to go into child's pose, is what it's called. And I want you to hold it right here for me. Bring it up slow. Get on all fours right here. This is a really great back stretch for your upper back. So it's called a cat-cow pose. You're going to start out. Lean your stomach way down. Stretch it up. And tuck your head in. And down. Stretch it up and tuck your head in. And bring it down. Now, I got teased by my girls that work out with me regular from work when they watched my video that I was doing the stretching to recover my back. This particular stretch, they said they started cracking up because they said they thought I was praying. I'm like, I wasn't praying, I was stretching. So if you have a towel, blanket, something like that, because I don't have any of those resistance straps to where I could wrap it around something and pull. So I always end up using a towel instead for those kind of moves, okay? So you're going to take the towel right around your feet. And you're going to hold it. And you're going to pull back like this, nice and hard. And make sure you are hinging from your waist down. Just like this. Go into it. And just keep your back as straight as you can give it. And bring it back for me. And do it one more time. Nice, straight. Keep it lean, but keep your back as straight as you can as you go into this. And take it down. Now, if you have leg injuries, this is great for that too. First thing you want to do is keep it wrapped and put your leg up and take it down. Up and take it down. And what it does is it kind of puts a little resistance on it, but it keeps you from stretching it out too hard. And then let's do the other leg. We can't do one without doing the other. Now, if you were just doing it before physical therapy for one leg, then you probably would only do one leg. And take it down. Aw, you too. It was nice to hear from you, Daphne. Have a great work day. I'm going to have to go later myself, so I understand. Okay, so then I want you to lay on your back. You're welcome. Love you, girl. And take it up. Now, again, wrap the towel around your foot all the way up. And then you're going to bring that leg in and stretch it out. Bring it in and stretch it out. Take it on other foot. Take it in and stretch it out. Take it, lay it back on your stomach again for me. These are actually two good stretches. You do it two different ways. One's for hamstring, the other's for your meniscus. Okay, so you're going to take your toe pointed in first like this, and bring your leg up, bring it down. Bring it up, bring it down. Okay, the other way is you hold it out this way. Your foot flat as you can get it. And you don't want to go too high because, again, you're recovering from an injury. So go only as high as you possibly can handle. If it's too painful, go a little less high into the move. Now, I want to show you what I did when I sprung my arm. Because when I sprung my arm, that wasn't fun, right? So, anyway, so the stretches I did was one, I would hold my hand right here. I'd stretch it out and just hold it as long as I could handle it. And at the beginning, it was right here. This is the muscle that I had pulled when I sprung my arm. Okay, really weird. Simplest exercise, downward facing dog. And I was going into a downward facing dog push-up. So, and that's how I did it, is when I went into the down towards the ground with the push-up part of the downward facing dog, that is when my arm decided to give out. So that made it a lot of fun. So then I take it and I would pull it and I'd hold it as straight as I could right here. And then I would turn it in and just hold it. And I'm telling you, it actually did kind of hurt. Now, I'm not going to play. These stretching moves will get you back into being able to do other things normally again. But it's going to be a little bit painful at the beginning sometimes. So you have to work through them through it being a little uncomfortable and a little painful. Why do people hate physical therapists? Think about it. And then they're sore afterwards, right? That's just normal. It's normal. But each time gets a little less painful because each session, your muscle is healed a little bit more and it's lining back up into the spot it's supposed to be just a little bit more each time. So that's why you have to keep going and keep going and keep going. But these kind of stretches and things will keep you away from physical therapy, will keep you away from chiropractors. If you're in an area like my sister is right now, where she cannot get to her chiropractor and yet she's having trouble, these stretches, I guarantee, will help you get through until you can get to one. And hold it out again, nice and straight. And bring it back in. And hold it right here. And take it back for me. And turn it and bring it down. Now, that's what I did personally when I sprained my arm. And I did that every day, every time I thought about it. I didn't care if I was at work, I was at home, wherever I was. And when I thought about the stretches, I did the stretches. And it helped to heal my sprained arm. So if you have foot injuries, depending on what it is, I'm just going to show you two. One thing is to take your foot out and in, out and in. And do the other foot. Ooh, and I felt a nice pop in my ankle. This is really great if you have a sprained ankle. This will help heal it. Now, I want you to stay on the same one. We'll go back to the other one here in a second. And I want you to just turn it. And turn it. And do the other one the same way. And do 10 circles one direction. And we'll do 10 circles the other direction. And bring it down. Stretch your feet up, bring them down. Up, bring them down. This will help strengthen your feet, but it'll also help heal them if you have any injuries. You'll feel a nice stretch and a nice pull in the back part of your foot. And another thing, who's ever had Charlie horses? Okay, what do you do when you have a Charlie horse? Scrunch your foot up, bring it down. This also is great, not only to strengthen the muscles in your feet, but it also will help work out any cramps that you have in your feet. Because who hates that when you're walking around and all of a sudden your foot just starts cramping and you don't know why it's cramping? It's annoying. So then what do? You take it and you squeeze. Take it and you squeeze. And you do it right inside your shoe. It doesn't matter. That's what you do. All right, there you go. Now I just showed you a few exercises that not only that helps with your spine, your lower back, your upper back, as well as helping with leg injuries, as well as helping with arm injuries, and helping with your feet. So there is so much you can do in the world of stretching and yoga that helps you when you are injured and going through injuries. So I encourage you, if you're in an area where you can't get to a chiropractor, can't get to a physical therapist, or if you're like me and you don't like going to go to the doctor and you don't like to spend the money unless you absolutely have to, this is stuff you can do. All you have to do is type it into your YouTube search and it'll come up with all kinds of videos for you. Take my word for it. Go and check out other people's stuff. See what they have to offer as well. It's really helpful whenever you have problems. You know, I've worked out all my life. I've done a lot of stretching and different things all my life. So, you know, it just comes natural for me to know what to do. Here's another thing. I had a friend of mine at work that had her hand was cramping real bad. And she thought she was going to have to go to the doctor. And I looked at her. I said, well, when you come into work, come and find me. Okay? So, basically, what I had her do is she had the cramp right here. So, I massaged her hand right there. That was the pressure point. That's where she hurt. So, I did a really hard, deep massage right here on her hand for her. And I kept massaging that spot. Okay? First thing that she needed to do to get rid of that cramp. Second thing she did is I made her do this. I said, pretend you are squeezing a tennis ball. And I said, just keep moving your hands in and out. And I said, all day long, every time you think about it, I want you to take your hand in, bring it out. In, bring it out. And massage that spot. Okay? Before it was over with, before the day was over with, she comes up to me. She says, I didn't have time to think about it. But she says, I've been doing what you told me. And guess what? My hand's not cramping anymore. I was like, see, told you. I was like, you don't need to go to a doctor. That's all you needed to do. So That's as simple as in, out, in, out. You have wrist problems? Circle them, just like you would your ankle. Just nice, slow, steady movements and keep it going. And boom, you just took care of fixing your wrist and your hand. There's so many things that can be done to help you out. And so stretching and yoga are a very, very important part of getting prepared for workouts, and very important part, play a huge role in helping you heal. So that is my take on yoga and stretching. That's how I feel about it. I feel that it is very important to do, that it does help. I'm a firm believer that stretching helps, because I showed you the exercise moves that I did to heal my back, my lower back when it was out of whack. I showed you the stretching routines I did to heal, and it did heal my sprung arm. So it can be done. It can be done with just stretching and yoga moves. You can do it. You don't need, if you do all these on your own, all these home remedy type, stretching routines and things like that at home, that's supposed to help with these injuries, and they still don't get better, then please go see a doctor, because I'm not a trained doctor. A lot of these people out there are not. And so sometimes if it's something a little more serious, a little more deep, and you need a doctor. So my disclaimer on this whole video is, if none of the stretching things that you try is working, I'm sorry to tell you, you better go to a doctor, because obviously there's something more going on and you're going to need a little bit more help. So also, stretching and yoga routines, make sure you drink, whenever you go to a masseuse, a physical therapist, a chiropractor, to get back in line, they always tell you to drink a bottle of water before you go and a bottle of water after you finish. Same with any stretching routines you would do at home in your own house. So all of my stretching routines that I have, you should be drinking a full bottle of water beforehand and a full bottle of water afterwards. Stay very hydrated, keep those muscles hydrated, because then they will be able to soak up all that moisture, and it'll help them to be able to heal faster, because the muscles will be able to be hydrated and handle the moves and the stretching that you're about to do. Have a great day, everybody, and I hope this helps someone out there. Please keep moving. Please keep eating healthy, and do not give up, because you are so worth it. Subscribe to my channel. Check my Facebook page out. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Oh, and I also now have a Facebook group, which I'm really encouraging people to write in there as much as they want and share things as much as they want. Have a good day, everyone.